Burn, baby, burn. Brand new MuscleTech Alpha Test Thermo XTR here at the FIHQ. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye here to talk to you guys about this brand new, innovative, fat-burning, test-boosting product from our friends at MuscleTech. Now, if you've seen any of our recent videos on MuscleTech, you'll know that the brand has kind of gone back to the roots in terms of innovation. They're focusing more on the bodybuilding community, putting innovation at the center of what they're doing. And this here is a really cool PR kit from them that they sent out, really sort of exemplifying or magnifying what it is to be a lean, strong person that needs test boosting compatibilities, and that is where they did a sort of a grilling kit, which is really cool. So if you look inside here, you're gonna get a full plethora of things. Obviously, you're gonna get the bottle of the Alpha Test Thermo XTR. You're gonna get a hot sauce, which they teased over the April Fool's Day, and then you're also gonna get, which I think is pretty cool, is a official MuscleTech brand for your meats and steaks if you want to use it. So that is pretty sick. We'll get you guys a little bit more of a view here in a second, but we're here more or less to talk about the new MuscleTech Alpha Test Thermo XTR, available on muscletech.com, and it will be available at GNC. If you know anything about fat loss, or maybe you're on a comp diet or just a diet in general, when you reduce body fat and you go on an extreme diet, your test levels will also naturally decrease. In addition to that, you're gonna get other things, elevated cortisol levels from stress, because being super lean all the time isn't necessarily the most healthiest thing on the planet. But when you're on those extreme diets, your stress levels are gonna be elevated, your test levels are gonna be reduced. So a product like Alpha Test Thermo XTR can help kind of do two things at once. It can help you potentially provide fat burning capabilities with certain ingredients used in here, and it can also help potentially boost free testosterone levels in people using it. So let's talk about this product from top to bottom in the SFP format here. This is a 30 serving container. This does retail on MuscleTech's website for $74.99. Now that is before any type of discount code. If you look below, there may be a discount code to help you save a few dollars on this. Not sure what the price is gonna be at GNC, but just a little FYI. So 30 servings, 3 capsules per serving. Let's go down here. The first is gonna be their muscle matrix. They start with L-carnitine L-tartrate at a full gram. So carnitine L-tartrate, what this is going to do is it can actually help transport fatty lipids to be burned off as fuel. It's not a direct fat loss ingredient, but it could potentially help speed up the mechanism of metabolism could lead to fat loss. And again, it's gonna provide a source of fuel and energy for you. It's at a gram. When it comes to carnitine levels, I do like to see right around 1,500 milligrams as a minimum, but there are other ingredients in here that actually contribute directly to fat loss, so I'm not overly concerned about it. Getting a gram of L-carnitine L-tartrate is still going to provide some benefit when it comes to energy production and potential fat loss. The next ingredient here is the branded version of ashwagandha in KSM 66 at the accepted dosage of 600 milligrams. KSM 66 has multiple different components to it. It's an adaptogen, so what that means is it helps your body adapt to the external stressors around you, so it can help alleviate elevated levels of cortisol. Number one, we talked about that here at the beginning of the video in terms of being on an extreme diet. Your cortisol levels and stress levels could be at an all-time high. KSM 66 supplementation at the 600 milligrams may help reduce and regulate those levels. In addition, research has shown on KSM 66 that it can actually help elevate natural testosterone levels in users. Now, that's one unique thing about KSM 66 versus other branded versions of ashwagandha or generic versions of ashwagandha is they studied specifically for the elevation in testosterone. So a 600 milligram dosage here on that could potentially help lead to better, healthier levels of testosterone. Now we're gonna get into the thermal fire matrix, and this is really the fat burning matrix of this particular product. The first ingredient here is going to be paraxanthine as affinity at 200 milligrams. Now this is a branded version of paraxanthine, really the only version of paraxanthine on the market from our friend Sean Wells, who actually went to MuscleTech, and MuscleTech was the first brand to bring paraxanthine to market. They put it in their Euphoric IQ pre-workout at a 300 milligram dosage. People loved it, and now you see a lot of brands using paraxanthine or affinity. Affinity, paraxanthine used in this particular product is a 200 milligram dosage. Paraxanthine makes up about 85% of what caffeine is. So it's a metabolite of caffeine. So if you want to do the reverse math on this, you could say, hey, this is the equivalent of X amount of caffeine. It's not necessarily apples to apples like that, but what paraxanthine really does is provide the alertness and the energy levels that you would get from caffeine, but what it's not supposed to give you are things like the jitters and things of the negative sides of caffeine. Now, you can debate that all day long. I can tell you from personal experience, I do like supplementing with paraxanthine. It's a nice change of pace versus caffeine, and 200 milligram dosage here is really well done. Next ingredient here is Axite, which is going to be a phenylcapsaicin ingredient, which is going to be 62.5 milligrams, but it supplies 1% phenylcapsaicin. This is from a chili pepper, and really what this is capsaicin is it's going to help, literally can help melt away fat. Now, there are some other versions of capsaicins out there. This is one of the newer versions of capsaicins. It's good for gut health. It's good for thermogenesis. Can help increase body temperature, which then obviously you guys can lose some water weight if you want to. And again, literally help melt away fat. Now, it's not like you take a capsule of this and your fat's just gonna melt off the body. That's not the purpose and the mechanism of the ingredient. But it's almost the equivalent of if you're on like a half mile and you use a capsaicin, a good capsaicin product, you can essentially burn almost the same amount of calories on a capsaicin product as you would be if you're running a half mile. Now, again, those are studies done on a different variation of capsaicin, but it can apply essentially to multiple forms of capsaicins as long as it's, comes from a valuable, reputable source. Like that here. Next ingredient here, 40 milligrams is Calorie Burn. This is a Grains of Paradise extract. This is from a company called NNB Nutrition. So this is another patent ingredient. Grains of Paradise can help with thermogenesis, so it's gonna heat up. Obviously, we talk about burn, baby, burn as the tagline here. It's gonna increase body temperature. Anytime you increase body temperature, your body is going to burn off more fat storage for fuel. It's just kind of how it works. So again, it's not a magic pill. It's not something you're gonna take and sit on the couch. You also need to get up and be active and do things as well. But things like capsaicin, like Axite, and things like Calorie Burn are very good ingredients to help with potential fat loss. Then we get down into the test and vitality matrix, which starts with boron citrate at 200 milligrams. Now this yields 5% boron, which is gonna get us 10 milligrams of boron. Boron has been shown to actually help increase natural free test levels in subjects that actually took the 10 milligram dosage of boron. It also does this by essentially reducing the sex hormone binding globulin that's in the body, which is going to be a sex hormone. So when you can reduce that, it actually elevates your natural free testosterone levels in the body to elevate those free test levels. What it also can do in certain studies is it can also help decrease estrogen levels. So anytime that you increase test levels, by nature of homeostasis, your body wants to increase your estrogen levels as well. So boron has been shown to increase those natural test levels by also reducing or maintaining estrogen levels, which is going to be obviously a good thing. So what they did in terms of the ingredients so far is they've really focused on, okay, how do we provide some energy, obviously, and how do we help regulate cortisol or eliminate cortisol or minimize cortisol? How do we help elevate fat loss? How do we help elevate testosterone? And then the last ingredient here is a very, very popular ingredient when it comes to test boosters. It is long jack extract at 75 milligrams. This has been shown for a long time in multiple different studies to help improve overall test levels in subjects. So I think overall, from top to bottom, each ingredient was picked carefully to help with exactly what they're trying to do. So is this product worth $75? That's ultimately up to you to decide what value you are trying to derive from this product. Is it a $75 product? Based on the ingredient selection, sure, there's definitely costs involved here on it. I do think you're gonna be able to get this at a slightly lower price with discount codes or at a national retailer. But again, from top to bottom, in terms of fat loss and test boosting capabilities, each ingredient is where it needs to be. Each dosage is where it needs to be. And it's from our friends at MuscleTech as part of their Alpha Test Thermo XTR. I do like the use of paraxanthine instead of caffeine. It's something very different. I've not seen brands do this before. So if you want to learn more about this product, look below in the caption, click the link to take you to fitnessinformant.com to learn more about the deep dive and the science behind the ingredients on this particular product. If you want to purchase this, look below for a purchase link as well as that coupon code that we talked about earlier to go buy this and try this out for yourself and potentially save a few dollars. Make sure you follow us on our social media channels. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and right here at YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe now button here below to stay up to date with all new free content videos on dietary supplements, fitness routines, and nutrition plans. And make sure you check us out on our official website. We're online at fitnessinformant.com.